Hi, I'm Liam Thorp, political editor here at the Liverpool Echo, and like many commuters, this morning I picked up my free copy of the Metro. And like many, I might have been a bit surprised to see a rather large wraparound feature here on the back telling me everything that's great about the government's controversial benefit reform universal credit. It's not just on the back, and it's actually a four-page insert inside, all about busting myths about universal credit, telling us in the media why what we've been writing about this system has been so wrong. Regular readers of the Liverpool Echo will have seen countless stories that I and my colleagues have done about people who've been pushed into real difficulty because of problems with universal credit. But according to this advertorial today, which I must say isn't really well marketed as an advertorial, it's seen as, it's called Universal Credit Uncovered. It's almost painted as a bit of an investigation, although it's very, I must say it definitely is, from the Department of Work and Pensions, is myth busting and telling us why we've got it so wrong. So we thought we'd go through a little bit and say why we think they're wrong. First of all, I should say that this, the fact that this campaign from the DWP was coming was first mentioned by Guardian journalist Aditya Chakraborty, and he was passed an internal memo from within the DWP, which explained a bit about the thought processes behind it, just to explain. So they said that this campaign, which will also, by the way, involve a BBC 2 documentary series, which will, again, try to sort of show why universal credit is working. And bosses at the DWP said this campaign will myth-bust the common inaccuracies reported on universal credit. The features won't look or feel like DWP or UC. You won't see our branding. We want to grab the reader's attention and make them wonder who has done this UC Uncovered investigation. So very clearly there, as I said, it's not largely sort of marketed as a Department of Work and Pensions advert. They want people to believe that this is an undercover piece of reporting. Who has done this piece of investigation? Well, it's the DWP, and obviously, therefore, it's incredibly pro-universal credit. We don't know exactly how much this will have cost, but according to Mr. Chakraborty in The Guardian, a Metro wraparound goes for a headline rate of £250,000, so it might be as much as that if you think this will be seen by millions of people on commuter transport right across the UK today. And as we said, BBC 2 has commissioned a documentary series which, according to the internal memo, will look to intelligently explore universal credit and is seen as a fantastic opportunity for the department, who have been involved in the process from the outset and are working closely with the BBC to ensure an insightful piece of television. As I say, we have been reporting on the problems with universal credit as it's been being rolled out in and around Merseyside. So we thought we'd take a few of the facts and the myth-busting that they have said on their advertorial today and see what it's, whether it stands up with what our readers are telling us. And not just our readers, by the way, national and international bodies who have heavily criticised universal credit. So, for example, one of the main facts it says here is that universal credit does work and it is getting people back into work. Well, according to the UN's Special Rapporteur on Poverty, Philip Alston, who came for a fact-finding mission to the UK a short time ago, his report that's been released today says he's compared the Conservative welfare policies to the creation of 19th century workhouses and warned that unless austerity is ended, the UK's poorest people face lives that are solitary, poor, nasty, brutish and short. On universal credit specifically, he says ministers are in a state of denial about the impact of these policies, including the rollout of universal credit, and he accused them of a systematic immiseration of a significant part of the British population. So that doesn't quite tally with what these little happy faces are all telling us about how great universal credit is. And of course, the National Audit Office last year, that's an independent audit office, which is highly respected and impartial, said that universal credit fails to deliver promised financial savings or employment benefits and leaves thousands of vulnerable claimants in hardship. Amir Morse, who was the head of the NAO who commissioned that report, said, "We think the larger claims for universal credit, such as boosted employment, are unlikely to be demonstratable at any point in future, nor, for that matter, will be value for money." So far, it's not quite sort of matching up with what we're reading here today. Even Amber Rudd, the Department of Work and Pensions Secretary of State, just in February, she said, "The main issue which has led to an increase in food bank use could have been the fact that people have difficulty accessing their money early enough." So she has linked the rollout of universal credit to food bank usage. So again, doesn't quite work with the fact here that universal credit is working. One of the other facts here is, well, they say the myth is you have to wait 5 weeks to get any money on universal credit. And the fact that busts that myth, if you need money, your job centre will urgently pay you in advance. Well, many Echo readers may remember Gillian Sykes, who I interviewed a short time ago. She is a breast cancer sufferer, was diagnosed with breast cancer at the turn of the year, and she needed help and support from Universal Credit, but was wrongly penalised and left with just 84 pence in the bank. She had money taken away because the DWP made mistakes over dates, and she was forced to live on handouts from family and friends. And anyone who saw that interview will see just how emotional Gillian was. So she eventually applied for a budgeting loan, which seems to be what they're talking about here, and was turned down for it because she'd earned over £2,600 in the last 6 months, even though she'd told them that, understandably, that was when she was working. That had gone on mortgage payments and food payments and things like that. After we raised her case with the DWP, quite quickly, they admitted they got it completely wrong and paid her back hundreds and hundreds of pounds that they'd owed her. So we don't believe that's completely correct, and certainly not from our experiences and from what Gillian saw. Another one, just to carry on with the myth busting, Universal Credit makes it harder to pay your rent on time. They say that's not true, and you can get advance payments and pay rent directly to landlords. Well, that doesn't qualify with what Liverpool MP for Walton, Dan Carden, has heard. He said that letting agents in his local area in Walton have threatened to stop allowing anyone who's on Universal Credit to move into their properties. This is because so many are falling into rent arrears under the new system. The quote from Dan Carden here: "I spoke to one letting agent based in my constituency who told me that 100% of their tenants who have been moved onto Universal Credit are now in rent arrears. 100%, every single one. They told me that they are at the point of refusing Universal Credit claimants altogether, and they're not the only ones." So just a few there that we'd like to sort of point out slightly differ from what we've read today in this in the Metro. I should say that there's going to be 9 weeks of these, a weekly feature. We think it's important that people are aware that this is not journalism. This is a paid-for advertisement by the DWP, who will be paying a substantial amount of money for this to tell everyone why they think Universal Credit is so brilliant. We thought we should point out why we don't agree, why the experiences of our readers, people in our region, as well as people all around the UK would suggest that that is not correct. And really what we believe they should do is pause the rollout of Universal Credit, fix the problems with it, because there are clear, identified, reported problems before they move on to paying thousands and thousands of pounds in what is essentially a propaganda campaign.